15 Infantry Brigade is a NATO-rolled territorial army brigade based in the northeast of England. It has a vital role to play in the 1st British Corps on the Central Front in Europe. The origins of the brigade date back to 1905, when the brigade was formed at Fermoy in Ireland. In August 1914, the brigade was mobilized and crossed to France as part of the British Expeditionary Force. The brigade distinguished itself in many battles during the war. One of the most notable was the battle for Hill 60 near Ypres. This was the highest point on what was known as Caterpillar Ridge and was an excellent observation post. The brigade had the task of securing the hill. It was successfully taken between the 17th and the 19th of April 1916 with heavy casualties. The Germans then mounted a series of ferocious counterattacks, which were beaten off by the brigade. The enemy were forced to resort to chlorine gas. 15 Brigade held the hill tenaciously for over a week before being relieved in the line. The brigade lost 33 officers and over 1,500 men in just that 1 week. 15 Infantry Brigade still commemorates the Battle of Ypres. One of the most outstanding actions of the war was that of Private Thomas Jones, whose nearest comrade was shot by a sniper while they were digging in. Jones was so enraged that he single-handedly crossed no man's land, shot the sniper and captured over 100 Germans. For this action he was awarded the Victoria Cross. Between the wars, the brigade moved 3 times. First to Ireland, where it was based in Belfast during partition. Five years were then spent in Germany. The brigade then moved to its traditional heartland in the northeast of England. Battalions were stationed at York, Strensall and Lichfield. In January 1940, the brigade once again returned to France to man a defensive line as part of the British Expeditionary Force. By April, the brigade was in Norway to prevent the Germans advancing north to Oslo, fighting against overwhelming odds and in the most severe conditions. As part of the 5th Division, the brigade had to be prepared to fight in any theatre of war. It was to see action all over the world, travelling over 30,000 miles. The brigade returned to Ireland for the 3rd time. It was then stationed in India, Persia and Syria. The brigade secured the bridgehead for the Sicily landings and fought throughout Italy. For the final months of the war, the brigade returned to northwest Europe, seeing action on the River Elbe. On the 1st of January 1980, the brigade was formed at Topcliffe in North Yorkshire as part of the Army Restructuring Plan, and, along with 2 other brigades, formed the 2nd Infantry Division. The symbol of 15 Infantry Brigade is a male merlin on a scarlet infantry background. The merlin is a small, fierce bird of prey of the falcon family, who hunts its quarry remorselessly and is found predominantly on the moors and uplands of Northumberland, Durham and Yorkshire. The brigade is based in the northeast of England, which is one of the traditional heartlands of the British Army. It is manned almost exclusively by Territorial Army volunteers. These part-time soldiers train one evening a week in their TA centres. They also train at weekends and for one 2-week camp every year. The Territorial Army provides 35% of the Army's manpower at 5% of the cost. Volunteers from the brigade are trained with the regular army overseas in Gibraltar, Canada and Cyprus, and go on courses which provide skills useful in both military and civilian life. Brigade training enhances men and women both physically and mentally. It fosters team spirit and teaches sound leadership, man management and organisational skills. The brigade helps to provide British industry in the northeast with a better and healthier workforce. '15 Brigade is an integral part of NATO forces on the Central Front in Europe. The brigade has 6 operational units, a medium recce regiment and 5 infantry battalions. The Queen's Own Yeomanry, the 6th Battalion, the Royal Regiment of Fusiliers, the 1st and 2nd Battalions of the Yorkshire Volunteers, the 7th Durham and the 8th Yorkshire Battalions, Light Infantry, and 101 Field Regiment in direct support. The brigade commands in peace the following volunteer units. The strength of the operational brigade is just over 4,000, and the established strength of the brigade in peace is 744 officers and nearly 8,000 other ranks. Of these, over 500 are women who provide the brigade with key personnel and whose numbers will increase in the future. As part of 1st British Corps on the Central Front, the brigade must be prepared to secure the rear areas and prevent sabotage by 5th columnists and special forces. The brigade may be required to counter descent operations containing or destroying enemy heliborne or airborne forces. In the event of a breakthrough by massed enemy armoured forces, the brigade will have to block and destroy such penetration. The eyes and ears of the brigade are the Queen's Own Yeomanry, with their 80 Fox armoured reconnaissance vehicles armed with a 30mm Ardent cannon, turret-mounted machine gun, and equipped with sophisticated night viewing aids.
The night sight is simply switched in when required, avoiding the need for 2 separate sights. These mortars are landing 1,000 meters away in total darkness.
Each squadron also has a support troop which provides dismounted troops for tasks such as static observation posts. Forward observers from 101 Field Regiment are also deployed. They are equipped with night observation devices and laser rangefinders. They are able to coordinate the massed firepower of 24 105mm light guns within seconds, identifying the target in all weather conditions, day and night. The main force within the brigade is found within the 5 infantry battalions. Each battalion has 4 rifle companies equipped with rifles, machine guns, and the new Law 94 anti-tank weapon. Each battalion has a close reconnaissance platoon operating from stripped-down Land Rovers with pintle-mounted machine guns. The battalion has its own organic indirect fire system with a platoon of 81mm mortars.
5 rounds! Fire for effect! 5 rounds! Fire for effect!
Milan is the major tank-killing weapon in the brigade. It has a range of 1,950 meters and is simple to operate. Each battalion is equipped with 6 launchers, giving a total of 30 within the brigade. Communications are provided by a signal platoon with the latest radio equipment. As well as normal infantry skills, the brigade places a high priority on fibula training. 4 para who deploy with the parachute regiment group are our experts and practice regularly throughout Europe. The field ambulance provides second-line medical support to the brigade. It is a mobile treatment organization whose aim is to sustain and evacuate casualties as quickly as possible to field hospitals where surgery will be available. To retain its mobility, field ambulance must always evacuate casualties at the first opportunity, using whatever means are available, including helicopters. The sections of the field ambulance can be grouped with the infantry battalions to provide an important link in the evacuation chain. These sections are highly mobile and are deployed at short notice to the areas of the battlefield where they are most needed. The dressing station is the main component of the field ambulance. It provides further, more advanced treatment for casualties, including chest drainage, intravenous infusion, and tracheostomy. Dressing station also provides medical resupplies to the brigade's battalions and an environmental health team. Also in the brigade's peacetime order of battle is 124 Recovery Company. This unit is equipped with 32 of the Army's newest Foden recovery vehicles, which are capable of recovering most Army transport. On mobilization, 124 Recovery Company will keep the supply routes open in the core rear area. The majority of soldiers in the company are recovery mechanics, but there are also vehicle mechanics, armourers and metalsmiths. The unit trains in all aspects of recovery to ensure that in time of war, broken down and battle-damaged vehicles are recovered and delivered to workshops in the fastest possible time. .252 Provo Company provide the vital Provo services of traffic control, incident recording en routes, controlling bridge crossings, prisoners of war, refugees and chemical recce parties. 150 Transport Regiment RCT is equipped with 200 8-ton vehicles which operate in sections of 5. The regiment is tasked to move and account for 1,200 tons of artillery ammunition in one lift. Designated as the 1 British Corps Reserve, the regiment must be prepared to operate wherever needed. The 15th Infantry Brigade fought with distinction in both World Wars. Its volunteers are trained and ready to meet the challenges of the future.